So Dubsado announced this week that they are launching their own Dubsado Payments, and I want to talk about what that means in my not technical, in my opinion, side of things. I am Lauren with The Smarter Creative, and I help creative small business owners work smarter instead of harder inside of their businesses. I am so glad you are joining me, whether it's your first time here or you are coming back. I'm so excited to dive in today. So what exactly got launched? So Dubsado is partnering with Chase Payments to do payments inside of the native Dubsado. Previously, you could only take payments in Dubsado by using outside companies, which is basically what Dubsado is doing with Chase. You can use Stripe or Square and or PayPal, and they're using Chase inside of their system. So with Stripe and Square, it would be like the client would feel like the payments were being made inside of Dubsado, like it wasn't a external feel for the client, and it's still not if you're using one of those. Dubsado is still partnering with those different payment processors, so it's not your client feels it's making a payment to Stripe or Square. They feel like they're just paying you wherever that is. But what's really important is it's in the back end of your payment processing with Dubsado where the real change is. This feature is currently only released to the US and Canada customers, and TBD on when it goes everywhere else. I'm sorry if you're out of North America, but here's hoping that this video will help you not feel so totally left out either. So the first thing that I really want to hit on is what Dubsado is hitting on, and the fact that it's lower transaction fees. So it is 2.75% on your transaction plus a 30-cent fee, like a one-time fee, and then 2.75% on top of that. Whereas today, both the Stripe and Square are 2.9% and a 30-cent fee. So really, it's just this 0.25 of a percentage that this is saving money on. Okay. Bear with me. We're going to talk about this and how much is actually saving you. Let's say you do $10,000 a month on average, because this is going to be easy math. So $10,000 a month on average. With Stripe or Square, you are spending $290 a month on processing fees. And this is all credit card. It's not ACH. We can talk ACH in a second. This is just credit card processing fees. $290 with Stripe and Square, and I'm ignoring the 30-cent bonus fee because it's the same for both, so it's not a savings at all. And then with Dubsado Payments through Chase, it would be $275 a month that you're paying in credit card processing fees. So that's a savings of $15 on a $10,000 a month gross sales, like processing fees that go through their credit card processing. And that is $15 a month. That's a savings. Over a whole year, that's $180 of savings in the year. But I don't know, that's not like a ton of savings. And ACH payment savings are the same with Stripe and Dubsado Payments through Chase. It's $5 flat, no matter how much. I will say the winning thing with Chase and Dubsado Payments is they have a really high ACH limit. I don't know. It was well over the 6 digits. I didn't write it down and now I feel unprepared. But anyways, that's where we are. And instead, ACH limits with Stripe, and I'm not gonna lie, I did a lot more research with Stripe than Square because I was curious, because Stripe is what I use. And so the ACH fees is $5 for both of those. And the ACH limits with Stripe is, it raises as you work with them, as you gain trust with them, and you can apply for higher ACH limits. So for me, a higher ACH limit is really not an issue because I'm not taking massive one-time payments from clients. But I do know of other clients, like I've had clients that I've worked with who have 6-digit figures that they're collecting, maybe not all at one time, but they are collecting high dollar amounts from their clients, and Dubsado Payments is gonna make that really easy. One of the other things that Dubsado has been really excited about are the quick deposit turnaround times. Get your money faster. So they say if you are a Chase Bank customer, so if your business checking is with Chase, you could qualify for same-day transactions. Notice the could qualify. I don't know like where those qualifications are, but you could qualify for same-day deposits. Otherwise, if you have a non-Chase checking account, then you can get it as quick as 2 to 3 days. And so I was like, what are my turnaround times with Stripe? I know it's not same day, but I'm pretty sure I get my money quickly. So I looked at my last deposit and I got paid on the 25th and it was in my bank account on the 27th. So that's 2 business day turnaround with Stripe in my account. It took a while when I first started banking, like doing my transactions with Stripe. They would have a hold on it at the beginning, but that was the same with banking anywhere. I don't know the last time that you opened up a new checking account and deposited a check, but they hold that money for a while, and then the longer you do business with them, the quicker turnaround you have to like access that money. So to me, it's the cost of doing business, and I don't know if when you have a new Dubsado Payments account, because it says like up to like as quick as 2 to 3 days, is that right away? Do you have to work with them for a minute? So if you are using Dubsado Payments and you know the answer to that, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear how quickly from the get-go you were getting your money in your bank account. Because now that I've been working with Stripe over the past 2-3 years, the payments come in 2 days anyways. So that's not an incentive for me to make the switch. Now, if I had a Chase checking account, same day deposits, that's pretty cool. That would be a really neat feature to have to get your money right that. And their checking accounts, they seem reasonable. I was looking at what they cost, and their basic business checking account has a $15 a month fee, but it gets waived pretty quickly based on transactions. So I would highly suggest looking at Chase checking to see if that is something you'd want to do. But for me, I just flipped all of my bank accounts over last year from a credit union where I used to live to a local bank where I'm at now. And that process was insane. If I was to create a Chase checking account just for my business that does business inside of Dubsado, I would still have to transfer that money out of that account and into the bank account that I actually use that works with my other businesses and my personal accounts. Like, I'm not transferring all of my banking to Chase. And at that point, it's not a same day turnaround, because then I'd have to like transfer it from one bank to another bank. I don't know. For me, the timing just isn't a plus, but I can see where it would be for a lot of people. A few things I think are really neat if you make the switch to Dubsado Payments is all the back end things of payments are inside of your Dubsado. So if you have a client that you need to refund, you can do it directly inside of Dubsado. Right now, if you have a refund and you are a Stripe or a Square user, you have to mark the invoice as refunded in Dubsado, but then you have to go into Stripe or Square or PayPal and actually refund that transaction. Just noting the invoice in Dubsado does not refund the customer. Like, you still have to send them their money because you collected it in this third-party payment place. So that is pretty cool. Honestly though, I have refunded one person who prematurely booked with me in the entire time of doing business. So I don't often issue refunds, so it's not a big deal for me, but if that is something for you, that's awesome and make it super easy to do. I have to imagine, because the payments are coming into Dubsado, that in the chart of accounts, Dubsado will have a line item for the credit card processing fees, ACH and credit card fees, as a line item in chart of accounts in Dubsado. Because right now, if you get, I don't know how you guys do your accounting, but I go off of what is actually hitting my bank account. So if I get paid $1,000, then I'm getting deposited $997 or whatever it is based on like the fees. And so that's a $3 fee in between there, and I have to recognize that somewhere in my accounting practices. And I have an automation set up for myself that like pulls my Stripe information and that records my fees, so I have a way to look at that real quick with reporting. But that's a whole Zapier that I have set up and a Notion page that I have set up, and I could instead just go into my Dubsado to see my processing fees for that month. That would be amazing. That would be super cool to see what those processing fees are for the month or the year, however you do your bookkeeping, and to have it right there in one place. The other thing that's right there in one place for Dubsado is their customer support team. So they'll be able to actually help answer questions on payments and refund statuses, and if you get a dispute charge and everything else, the Dubsado team is there to support you with it. And that is really cool that they can do that. And part of me wanted to be skeptical because the banking, like, it's through Chase. What can the Dubsado team help me with? But I have to imagine they have a back line into Chase versus me, a little tiny fish in the sea, trying to get a hold of someone at Stripe to help me out. Or if I just have a quick question about something, there's nobody to go to for that with Stripe. So the fact that you have the Dubsado team right there to ask questions with you, for you, to just support you. And the Dubsado support team is amazing. If you've ever needed to like chat with them in Dubsado, they always have your back. They're always awesome. They usually send gifts. I highly suggest reaching out to them if you have questions. So that is definitely a really cool reason to switch to Dubsado Payments with Chase. But we come to the end and it's the big drum roll. Lauren, what are you gonna do? I trust you. What are you gonna do? Personally, I'm gonna wait. One of the things that happens when you switch your payment processor from one to another is if you have any recurring payments set up, they're all gonna get stopped and you're gonna have to do some change management for your clients to reset up their recurring payments. And I just don't want to worry about that at this moment. I got enough other things to worry about. It's just not a thing. But I would imagine into the new year, I'll probably switch over to Dubsado Payments. And at that point, if there are any kinks, I'm not saying there are kinks. They did like lots of testing. They had beta testers. They had some of us certified specialists in there taking payments and working with them. So they did a lot of testing. It can be trusted 110%. But I think for my timing and where I'm at in business, I will wait a few more months before I implement it. But I am excited to make the move and to work with the Dubsado team and have their support right there. So yeah, if you're thinking about it and you are in a place to make that switch, you don't have a ton of automatic payment withdrawals with your clients, then I say do it, try it out. Save a little bit of money. Every little bit of money counts, and just give it a try. If you have any questions about Dubsado Payments, I can try to answer them down below. Chat with the Dubsado team inside of your Dubsado dashboard. If you are here and are completely overwhelmed with your Dubsado and you don't even know what to do inside of it, that is really what I'm here for. I am a certified Dubsado specialist and I help busy, overwhelmed creative business owners get organized inside of their Dubsado. We strategize together. I can set everything up for you, or I can just consult with you and help guide you in what needs to happen. So if that's you, I have a link for a free 30-minute clarity call down below. I would love to chat with you. And if you are still here with me, do subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, let YouTube know it was helpful for you, and I will see you guys next week.